Hey, Brent here from Music 214, and if you're here on this channel, you must be a musician that's trying to get better. You're trying to improve, and that's the best kind of musician. An improving musician, an improving guitar player is somebody that is always striving to get better, and those musicians have certain habits that have become part of their lifestyle, and you need to make them part of your lifestyle too. So here are 5 habits of the improving guitarist or improving musician. Number 1, they practice. Seems obvious, but this can mean different things to different people depending on what you want to accomplish on the guitar. The guitar is a tool. It's a way to get out the sounds that we're hearing in our head. So in order to improve on that, we have to improve our skill on the instrument. It's the most basic of the habits, but it is the most important one for sure. If you're a rhythm guitar player, you might be working on learning new chords or working on dynamics or working on your timing. If you're a lead guitar player, you might be running your scales or working on techniques like bending and picking. But either way, you got to make time to practice. Improving musicians are always practicing. All right, number 2, they create. Improving musicians always create. Practicing your instrument is great and all, but it's only going to mean something if you're going to actually do something with it. Improving musicians always find a way to put their knowledge and their technique into practice, into the real world, and actually make something with the skills that they have. So the improving musician is always trying to find their own voice on the instrument, and that's what you need to do. It needs to be moving on from learning songs and things like that to actually finding what your voice is. What do you want to say? What noises do you want to make on your instrument? So make sure to write your own songs, compose your own music, improvise solos, whatever you have to do to try to find your voice. Whatever it takes, you have to create music, and that's what improving musicians do. Number 3, they listen. Improving musicians always listen. I always say to people, if you only listen to Taylor Swift music, for instance, the music you make is probably not going to sound like Metallica. You are your influences, so what you listen to is going to influence what it is that you're going to sound like. And the more diverse your influences are, and the more diverse the music you listen to, the more well-rounded you're going to be as a musician, and the more open your mind is going to be to making these different sounds. So open your mind and your ears to different styles of music. And listen to music that you may not typically listen to. Just expand your horizons. Really just try new things and figure out, maybe you'll find something that you wouldn't normally have found. So you just got to go out and find that stuff. And, listen to the music that influenced the musicians that you like. What were their favorite guitar players? What were their favorite musicians? So listening doesn't just mean listening to music, though. It can mean listening to other people when they give you advice. It can be listening to the other musicians that you're playing with and listening to what they're doing to kind of be able to play off of them. And listening to yourself. Listen to what you want to do. Listen to what's in your head. So make those sounds. So the improving musician always has their ears open. Number 4, they collaborate. Mick Fleetwood, the drummer from Fleetwood Mac, was famously quoted saying, "You can play music all on your own, but you'll be a much happier human being doing it with other people." And that's been my experience too. It's so much fun to play music with other people. And not only is it extremely fun to play music with other people, but there's also no better way to learn. Iron sharpens iron, and it's a great way to figure out where you're at as a musician and what level you're on, but just going out and playing with other people, and you'll figure out what you can do, what you can't do, and then also you'll learn from those other people. Frank Zappa always said he wanted to be the worst person in his band, and that's the best way to be. Never be the best musician in the room. You want to learn from people, you want to play with them, and you'll always leave a jam or a rehearsal or a practice, whatever it is, a better musician than when you got there. So improving musicians always collaborate. All right, and number 5, they learn songs. It seems basic, but all guitar players are the culmination of their influences. So the more that we learn by the guitarists that we enjoy, the more we're able to unlock the secrets of what make them sound like that, and also figure out how to incorporate that into our own playing. So this could mean transcribing a guitar solo to figure out why that guitar player chose those notes to make that solo, and then how to use that in your own playing. If you're a songwriter, rhythm guitar player, maybe it's learning the chords to some of your favorite songs by some of your favorite songwriters and figure out, is there patterns? Do they use a lot of the same things over and over that makes them sound that way? Do they use unique chords that maybe are a little different than normal ones, and that's what makes them sound that way? You got to learn these songs to really figure out what are the building blocks of what you like. I remember an interview with Eddie Van Halen one time, and he talked about how he was a huge Eric Clapton fan. And while you might not normally hear that in his playing if you just listen to it, he actually played in the interview the solo from the Cream live recording of Crossroads, Clapton's guitar solo right from that recording. And he played it note for note perfectly, exactly the same as the way Clapton played it. So even though that he's a super unique guitar player, it doesn't matter if the guitar player you listen to is, you know, super creative and super unique. Underneath that is hours and hours and hours of learning stuff by the people that person likes. So just make sure you have to learn songs. So the improving musician is always learning songs. All right, I hope you enjoyed those 5 habits, and I hope that you implement those habits into your own playing. And I promise if you do, you will see huge leaps and bounds in your playing. If you enjoyed that video, check out more on this channel, and please subscribe, hit like, and hit the little bell there. You can get notifications every time we get a new video, and we're gonna be adding lots and lots and lots of content here at Music 214. So keep up on it, be the first to know, and we appreciate your support. Have a great one.